Okay, so you're tuning in to the Princess with the Real Show. Of course, you don't see me, but we do have Vigilante in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
What's going on, everybody? Vigilante Vision, NDI Talent Agency, soon to be iHeartRadio affiliate, Real Azul Tequila, YOD Cards, BU Empire Clothing.
Okay. So it's been a long time since we talked last.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
And for me, I always like to start fresh because I don't know what other people already know about you. Mm-hmm. So I like to get the whole details and the whole full interview so that way everybody can see everything that's going on with you all in one walk.
Okay.
So we're going to start from the beginning.
Okay.
Where you from?
Flint, Michigan. That's where I was born. I was raised in Ben Harbor.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So let's say when you started transitioning and decided to get into a career, mm-hmm. what was the first thing that you wanted to do as a child?
I wanted to be an athlete.
Okay.
I wanted to play baseball.
Okay.
Yeah, or basketball. I wanted it to. I feel like I was evenly good at both.
So you played baseball in school?
Yeah, I played baseball all through elementary, middle, and high school. Except for when I got to 10th grade, that was my last year playing.
So what changed?
I got cut. I moved from Michigan to Atlanta and I got cut from the basketball team. And then when I got cut from the basketball team, they was like, but don't even try for baseball if that's the case, because they got more favoritism over here in baseball than basketball. So I just stopped. And I started doing music that same year, so all the energy I had toward that, I just applied toward that.
So you basically went from your city to a new city, mm-hmm. and they cut you because of favoritism.
Yeah, I got cut for favoritism. Because I was the captain of the team where I'm from, and then came here and didn't even get the opportunity to showcase. And
that's going to transition to a lot of the stuff you're dealing with right now in the industry.
Yeah.
It's a lot of favoritism. So you went in from that, you went into the music. So let's talk a little bit about your music career.
Okay.
So who did you start working with in the beginning?
In the beginning, we had a group called Lights Out Records. It was me, Kapow, Fat Kid, Moneybags, and then my stepdad was the CEO.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it was a group.
It was a group.
Did you ever do anything solo?
I did, but none of that stuff was ever prevalent. Like, we never put it out as a solo thing or anything like that. Everything was group, and then when people started to branch, then it became solo stuff.
And now, how long was you in the group?
I was in it solid for a year, and then people started to branch after that year.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And so rapping, singing,
rapping and producing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Started off producing, then I started rapping.
Now, did you work with any artists that people know here in Atlanta?
I didn't want to.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Why didn't you want to work with any known artists?
Because I was transferring from a up north mind state to a down south market, to where you can say, oh, let's do it, and somebody knows what that means. When you up north, nobody knows what that means, nor do they want to work with the artist that said, oh, let's do it.
Okay.
So, yeah. So when that happened, I just kind of with my beats, I became really selfish. I didn't want nobody that was rapping with a down south swag to get on them, because then I thought that would reflect back on me as a producer.
Okay.
I didn't understand the business back then.
So you was just trying to rep your city?
Yeah, rep and keep the authenticity of what I thought was genuine hip hop. Not to say that it's not anymore, but just to say that.
No, say what you say now.
I was real pig-headed about it back then. Nobody could tell me what was real rap and what wasn't.
Okay.
And I started to diversify my mind the longer that I stayed here.
Now, what put you in that mind state?
To diversify?
Yes.
I started to diversify after I started to like some of the stuff that I was hearing. I remember that first summer I heard a lot of Roscoe Dash, and for some reason I liked it. And I felt like he was bringing something different. The harmonic rap stuff was new, but I liked it and I didn't know why.
Okay.
So I was appreciating the sonic frequencies that he was bringing with his rapping style.
And because of that, you were able to open up your mind to the
open up my
possibilities.
horizons, to what was going on. What's it called? A lot of Travis Porter was popping at that time too. That's when All the Way Turned Up was a big thing. And I love K.E. on the track. That's one of my favorite producers, along with Vi. Both of them produced that beat, and that opened my horizons as a producer and as an artist as well.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So now, what happened to the group?
The group just branched. Fat Kid could not stay out of trouble.
Okay.
at all. He
always breaks it up.
Yeah, and that's my cousin. The group was built around him.
Okay.
Yeah, it was built around him, and I got put into the group last, and I didn't really want to like be. So I didn't want to be in the group, but I wanted to be around the group. Like I wanted to watch this happen. But they just pulled me in, like, yeah, you're gonna be a part of this too. So I was like, cool, that's cool. Whether I watched it or was in it, I was still gonna be here anyway. So, and then Moneybags, he got homesick, and Moneybags and Kapow got homesick and went back to Michigan. And Fat Kid could not stay out of trouble at all. It was in and out of the system. And we couldn't put the label on his back to carry it because he couldn't stay out of trouble.
Okay, so let's talk about the group a little bit. If the group decided to get back together, would you go back with the group?
I would love to have them around as friends.
Okay.
As friends. The dynamics of everything has switched. It's kind of like a Beyonce Destiny's Child thing. She would probably love to have Michelle and all of them around to like be cool or maybe do an episode on TV or something like that. But as far as them probably doing an album, Beyonce is like light years ahead now. So it'd be like a huge step back to want to do that. And I feel the same. And I knew that that's what the case was. Like, Fat Kid is doing a bid right now. But before he was doing that bid, he called me and was like, yo, it'd be really dope if I could open up for you. When I heard him say that, I was just like, we built the whole label around you. And now you telling me that it'd be cool if you opened up for me. So that's when I realized that the tides had changed.
Okay.
And I didn't do that on purpose to spite him. It had just hit me that it happened when he said that.
Okay.
Because to me, we still equal because he's my family. And I always looked at it like that.
So now is everybody still cool?
For the most part. We always going to be family, no matter what happens.
Y'all cordial?
We cordial.
Okay.
I'm cool with everybody, but they have moments where they cordial and not cordial with each other.
Okay.
I was just always the one in the corner laughing at the situation. It's like, oh, that's funny, that's funny, that's funny. They was the ones that was taking everything so seriously. They was a little older too. I joined when I was 15, so I didn't have a care in the world about what happened. And by the time that I got 18, 19, I started to see results. By that time, they was already 26, 27, 28. They in a hurry. And they probably getting frustrated with each other because they all in that age and not seeing the same results that I'm seeing, and I'm younger.
So now, do you feel like you get any hate being the youngest that came from the group and still going strong like you going?
From them?
From them?
No.
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 Okay.
It's all love. We family.
Okay.
We family. Kapow is my stepdad's blood brother. Mook, or Fat Kid, is his blood cousin. This is on my stepdad's side. And then Moneybags was a friend to the family that was like a cousin. Okay. So it's like we all family. It can never be any hate between us. Ever.
Okay, so the group started falling apart. Everybody started doing their own little thing.
Yeah.
So how did you transition into your next role?
See, and that was the most important part right there. Once I saw that everything that the group was built off of was gone, then that's when I created Vigilante Vision. That's when I created that.
Okay, okay. Mm-hmm. How long have your company been going strong?
Since I was in college, so that was 2014, 2015, around that time, 2014, 2015.
Okay,
yep.
Okay. And now what did you do as a person to make sure your name got heard out here and to make sure people knew who you were? What are you doing constantly?
I went on a big media tour. That's what I did.
Okay.
I went on a media tour. When I dropped, that's how we do it. With shout out to Muhammad White. He gave me my first media interview. And when he did that, it enticed me to continue to do it because I realized that my people like to hear me talk. I was doing a lot of posting. I was doing a lot of being on set. I was doing a lot of in the studio. But they never got to hear me speak. So once they heard me speak, then it intrigued them to want to look at my other work.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so how did you get those doors open for you though? How did you get into those avenues of being able to go on those?
To go on the media tour?
Media tour.
What I did was I utilized my social media. Once my numbers became impressive, I was able to reach out to anybody that I wanted to. And then the people I couldn't reach out to, the budget that I was saving, I used my budget to reach out to them. So it was like a win-win. Either I was going to reach out to you and you was going to appreciate my following, or I was going to use my budget to reach out to you.
So you feel like social media has played a major impact on your career?
It's played a big role. It's played a big role. Because it's a, everything now is an elevator conversation. People want to quickly know who you are and what you do. I have a hard time explaining that. So my Instagram is like, look, regardless of what you want to call me, actor, this, music, whatever, This is my thing that I built. See it, respect it. Don't want to work with me, want to work with me. It's gonna stay the same. Okay. And that's how it's been for me.
Now, do you feel like social media makes you be somebody you're not because you trying to post for attention, or are you posting truly who you are?
It can for some people. I've seen it. I've seen people be one way and then be a whole another way when you see them in person. For me, myself, I only know real life. Social media is weird to me because people create a fake world out of it. Like, if I meet Princess with the real on Instagram, that don't mean that you're not Princess just because we met on Instagram. You still Princess. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know other people who look at it like, until I know you, you ain't Princess. And to me, that's weird. Because
and see, for me, I see so much fake on Instagram, so it's hard to gauge if that's the truly how that person living, or they putting on for social media. So for you transitioning into this acting career and transitioning into doing movies and things like that, do you feel like you have to begin to start doing things that's out of your character to be noticed?
No, I don't think so. I think that people appreciate the real of what I deliver to them. Now, what I don't do is I don't wear my heart on my sleeve on social media like most people do.
Okay.
What I do is I like to post for motivation. So, like, I'm not gonna cry and then get on social media and make a video of me crying. Everybody feel sad for me. I'm crying right now.
Okay.
Like, no, that ain't me. I'm not gonna have no Tyrese moment. Shout out to Tyrese. I ain't gonna do that.
So my next, how do you feel when people criticize you, when people get in your comments and start going in on certain stuff that you're doing and they don't agree with it?
As long as it's legitimate, I'm willing to listen to anything.
You clap back?
Not really. I in a classy way, explain to them my side. With me, I'm a very, it's okay to disagree with me kind of person. I want to hear where you coming from, and I want you to hear where I'm coming from. And if we both end the conversation by saying, you know what, that was a good point, but I still don't agree with you, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
As far as the disrespect, that's when I have to check a person's temperature. I got to see where you coming from with the disrespect. Is that legitimate? Disrespect is never legitimate, but where the feelings are coming from behind the disrespect, is that legitimate? Okay. That's where I'll be trying to see. But I try to, as I merge into my page being bigger, I have to realize that I can't see everything and shouldn't, and can't respond to everybody and shouldn't. So then if I'm not doing it, then that means I saw it, but it's not worth me replying to. Okay. Now, I do see that you post your girl on your social media. How do you feel about that, being that you're getting into the industry, and we all know how the industry play out and relationships, and how it somewhat tears relationships apart because so many people get involved and people feel like they know stuff. How do you feel like you're going to be able to adjust and deal with that as your name gets bigger and bigger in the industry? Really, it's just about the person that you with, and if y'all are airtight like a unit, or if y'all just dating to be dating. I feel like that's what the main thing is, because I've already experienced turbulence in the industry with my relationship. But what I noticed was just that the more tight that me and her were, is the less stuff that could affect our relationship. And that the moments of weakness where there's like a disagreement or something like that, that's when people see those opportunities to seep in this way or this way, the back door, the side door, the window, whatever. And it depends on whether we leave that window open for them to get in or not, metaphorically speaking.
You said that.
Yeah.
You said that. Everybody need to pay attention to those words you just said, because that's important. A lot of people try to say, social media ruins relationships. I think it's a lot to do with, like you said, the people in the relationship and your bond. Yeah, social media I don't feel like it ruins anything. I feel like the way it's utilized can ruin stuff. Because you can go through worse, and both of y'all cancel y'all social medias and go through worse with nobody knowing. So now nobody can't help because they don't even know what you're going through. So it can be a blessing and a curse. I feel like it's more of a blessing. Now you say you with the realness of everything. So in regards to your life, when you're asked certain questions about your life, are you open? Yeah, I'm open. Okay, so there's no questions that you're like, okay, when you go into interviews, like this right here is off limits. I don't think I've ever done that in over 80 radio stations. I've never said anything was off limits. You can ask me anything. Okay, okay. So, acting, let's get into your acting. What was the first gig? The very first thing I did was Sons to the Grave with Trevor Jackson. The Disney Channel singer. I walked on the set on accident, wanting to meet him.
and I went to the back where I shouldn't have went, and I went with the main actors where I was not supposed to be, and we started taking pictures. And I was about to leave, and he was like, "Yeah, you want to be in this movie?" And I was like, "Oh, that's what all this stuff is. I didn't know what this was." And then he was like, "Yeah, this is my movie, Sons to the Great. You want to be in it?" And I was like, "I never acted before. I don't want to mess your movie up." And then he was like, "No, it's all good. Just go to that room over there. You'll be straight. There's some people in there." So I went back there where now I know where I went to the background. And then we did our scene. It was late. I didn't even have a car back then. I got on a bus, and I took like 3 buses home. And I was just on fire because I had a picture with Trevor Jackson, and I was in his movie.
Oh yes, oh yes. The other thing with that though is, it sounds like you got started in your acting career the same way you got started in your music career.
Somewhat, yeah.
So how do you feel like that? Like, it seemed like stuff just handed, like it's falling in your lap, not handed to you.
No,
it's falling in your lap.
in my lap, yeah. I agree with
you
that.
delivering.
Yeah, I feel like that's the way that every career should be maneuvered. Is what falls in your lap is what you got the most effortless, and you're gonna put the least amount of effort towards it with the most results, and that's gonna fuel you to have your residuals. So when acting approached me, I had the opportunity to be like, "Nah, I do music."
Okay.
And that wouldn't have helped my financial situation. I would have never met my girl that I'm dating now. Any of that stuff, it would have blocked a lot of blessings back down the road. So since I accepted it, it became the biggest blessing in my life.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so, are you working with a coach? Are you working with anybody in particular that's helping you, build yourself up to be able to get them big roles and things like that?
I'm just now considering that.
Okay.
Like, literally 2019 is the first year that I started taking my acting career seriously.
Okay.
Other than that, everything been play so far. So, after coming back from doing TV One for the 3rd time, I finally was like, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and take getting a big agency seriously and working with a coach, shout out to Coach Mike, seriously, and working with a bunch of coaches that's down here and taking acting classes seriously too.
But now, outside of the TV One, now I know we're gonna have to go down a list.
Yeah.
I know you probably don't want to go down the full list because it's probably really long. But give us some of those movies that you were in.
Okay, I was a DJ on Life of the Party. I played myself in Little. I played myself in Star. I was in Tank's Crew, the singer Tank, and Saints and Sinners. I played a DJ on Black Lightning. I played a DJ on Dynasty. I played a student in The Quad. I played a party goer in Office Christmas Party. I was in the Bobby Brown Story. I was in a Tupac movie. That's when I started to love acting right there, around the Tupac movie.
What made you love it then?
Because when we did that was my favorite set at that time to be on. Because when we rapped, nobody wanted to move. Nobody wanted to leave. We was having so much fun, and Tupac was performing, and the same dude who did Notorious played Biggie again in this movie. So he walked in, and when I say the building was shaking, and you could see it shaking from the street. We was having so much fun. It was beautiful women everywhere, food everywhere, weed everywhere if you wanted to smoke. It was beautiful. That made me fall in love with it. So
that's what made you love it. And you still love it to this day?
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it more. I love it more now. Yeah.
Now I see you doing a little modeling too.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Did that come from you getting into acting and then deciding to do model, or is modeling something you've always thought about doing?
Well, what happened was she landed a role in this play as Trinity, and I was there after she nailed her audition. I came back to her next rehearsal, and I was sitting in the back like this, chilling, and then the director asked me to let somebody in. I'm gonna just set this down. He asked me to let somebody in, and he said, there's somebody at the door, can you go grab him? I said, cool. So I went to go grab him. I came back, I sat down. They did the rest of the rehearsal. We went home. She called me from her crib. I'm at my crib, and she said, yo, the director wants you to play the role of Fearless in his play. I said, stop playing on my phone. I didn't even audition. I don't even like theater. And then he was like, no, he's serious. Like, he wants to meet with you in the next rehearsal to do it. So I met with him, and he was serious. Like, she had already showed him like my headshots and all of that stuff. And
now I got to go back to that, because so y'all both in the industry.
Yeah.
And y'all looking out for each other.
Yeah.
So have you helped her land any gigs?
Absolutely.
And is she getting into modeling with you, like photo shoots and things like that? I've seen some pictures online.
Yeah, she is, but separately. She's with Exclusive Models, and I'm with JD Fowler.
Okay.
So yeah, we doing our modeling just separately.
So in regards to that, because you know they say, you know, when people in the same industry, that kind of puts a damper on the relationship because you both always busy.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make time for your loved ones?
We don't really have much booked at night usually, so we see each other every night, even if we don't see each other throughout the day.
Okay.
With me, I like my space, so I'm never one of the people that's like, I haven't seen you in 3 days, blah blah blah. That ain't me. If I don't see you in 3 days, I'm celebrating. So that makes it a lot easier for me.
Okay, okay, because I know it's gonna get busy for you, especially. I see you already moving around and stuff just by watching your social media. So it seems like things are really starting to pick up and take a turn for you.
Picking up crazy. Yeah, they're picking up crazy.
So if you had to say something you wanted to be in as an actor, what would be that film?
I want to be in, if they do a Last Friday.
You want to be in that last one?
I would love to be in Last Friday. That's gonna make so much.
Yes.
Like, Last Friday gonna make so much money.
We got to get Chris Tucker on board.
That's the only person, man. Come on, Chris. Quit playing, Chris. If they do a Rush Hour 4, speaking of Chris, I would love to be in that.
Now, is it that you just trying to work with Chris?
Is it that? Shout out to Chris.
Okay, so let's go into, you know, you being an extra in a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel being extra versus having a speaking role? Like when I say extra, I'm meaning where you just being seen in it but not having a speaking role.
But not having it. How do I feel versus it?
Yes.
I didn't know. Okay, my first 3 months of acting, I got picked to do a co-lead role in Star for a day.
Okay.
Me not knowing what the hell I'm doing or what I'm talking about led me to believe that I was going to blow up at that point. I didn't know that I was a day player and that I was going to do that role that day and then get sent right back to background until I got sent right back to background. I got sent back, and then that put things in perspective for me, like, dang, okay, I'm a background artist, all right. So then when I started getting casted for more feature roles and more co-leads, then I was like, you know, I like the way that I'm being paid and treated over here more than I do over here.
Okay.
Now, what changed my life was when I got Actors Access and I got booked for the first time on For My Man, and I had a paid hotel room, a lead role, a script, a call sheet, people on the walkie talking about, where's Marcus at? Is he here? Where's he at? That changed my whole life.
Okay.
So once I did that and I came back and I seen that my friends were still like heavy rotation doing background, it let me know that they still got a little bit more catching up to do.
And you made it somewhere.
And I made it somewhere. As humbly as I can say it.
Now, with that being said, how many, like if you had to count, how many background, like extra scenes did you do before you finally landed that role?
3 years worth.
3 years.
3 years worth.
3 years. People think it come easy.
Yeah.
So it's good to hear that, you know, you have to play that role for a while until you, and now what made them finally give you that chance? Do you even know?
I want to say it was God, because it was random. Nobody around us, to our knowledge, was getting the roles enough to be able to lay out the blueprint for how to do it. So everybody that was getting it, it was sporadic and it was all God that was doing it for everybody. So when I landed it, it was just because I fit the description. The character name happened to be Marcus too. So that helped. And he looked like me. So it was a reenactment show. So it was really less about what you've done and your talent and more about do you look like this person. So that was all God. Because I didn't even, when I submitted, I didn't even really care to get the role because nobody around us was getting them like that. And I just happened to be one of the lucky ones to get it. Yeah.
So the next question is what role wouldn't you play?
A gay person.
You wouldn't?
No.
Now I heard they get paid more.
I can't commit. It's gonna look horrible on screen when the dude is trying to kiss on me and I'm just like the director gonna be like, cut, we gotta get him out of here.
So that's the scene that you just wouldn't do.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I can't do that right now.
Not even if it wasn't no kissing involved, if you just had to be close to a man. That's just out of the,
I can do it, but I just can't commit.
so you're gonna look awkward
I'm gonna look crazy doing it. They gonna know. The people at home gonna be like, I don't want to watch this show no more. I'm gonna make them not want to watch it no more.
Now on shows like For My Man and stuff, now I love that show because I'm a little killerist.
Okay.
So it's good to, you know, see things like that.
You said killerist?
Yeah, like you got to know. To me, you got to watch shows like this so that way you know how to get away with things because you know what they be looking for. Like you know what the police and stuff be looking for. That's my opinion. I watch a lot of crime shows.
Okay.
So you can learn those things and you learn how to get away with things.
Understood.
But how do you feel being in those roles and being on those scenes after being the person watching shows like that?
It's surreal. It's surreal. At first it was surreal, and my episode comes out on the 15th, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, the For My Man episode. I just went to go do Homicide Hunters, and for me and my girl, that was surreal because we just was watching so many episodes. You seen Homicide Hunters?
No, I haven't seen that.
There's a main character on there who plays. He's been playing for 9 seasons as the main character, and when I walked in the door, that was the first person I met. And when I say that was one of the most surreal moments of my whole career was me going from watching him on my laptop to me pulling up at the same building, having the same call time as him. And my first scene that we had to do was me and him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And he walked over to me and was like, hey, you want me to help you with your script? And after 9 seasons, I just couldn't see somebody walking over to the dude who was playing a couple episodes going, do you need help with your script?
That don't shake you up a little bit?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
I paused for a second. I couldn't believe it. And I was like, can we take a picture right quick? So he took a picture first, and then he went over the script. And I usually don't have those can I take a picture with you moments. But that right there, that was career changing for me. It put a lot of things in perspective on where I am in my career.
And now, did you have a chance to sit down and talk with him?
Yeah. We spoke about a lot. We spoke about a whole lot. His career was a little different because when he got chose for that show, he didn't necessarily have to compete with the acting industry because he's been doing the same show for 9 seasons. And they're about to do, I think this is their last season. So his journey was a little different than mine. I don't like doing stuff for a long time.
Okay.
Because I feel like that after a while it becomes not as good as it started off to be. Like shows like Empire. And I want to see this next season of Power and see if it lives up to what it's supposed to be.
It's not.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Off rip?
I think everything has already happened. So it's like we already know what's going to happen next.
Right.
So it's now it's getting predictable.
Yeah, and it's been going so long that you can play out every scenario.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So once you start watching it, you see one scene, you're going to be like, okay, I know what's going to happen next.
What's going to happen, yeah.
And so are those the roles you trying to stay away from that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from that stuff. I would love to come on the show and do like 4 or 5 episodes and then go to my next project. I don't want to be on here for 8 seasons and then people be like, oh my God, I'm tired of seeing him.
Yeah.
Like,
and then do that affect, like, do you know whether or not that affects you being able to do other things? Like if you on a set show for a whole 8 seasons, like do that affect you being able to?
It absolutely do. Think about the people from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We didn't really get to see them in a lot of stuff after that, except for Will. That's the only person. I never seen the light-skinned auntie do anything else. Not to say that she didn't, but I never seen her do anything else. I never seen the dark-skinned auntie do anything else. So,
but she make her name known by coming online with drama and stuff.
with telling her tell-all. She can make a career off of that. The show was so big that for the rest of her career she can bash this show and make a career off of that. So, but for me, I market myself so well and I'm in so many different markets that with the thing about me that makes it different than how I navigate in the industry is that I do me and then the industry calls and then I go over there and then I come back to doing me. A lot of people just wait at the industry door knocking and knocking and knocking and waiting for them to answer. And you miss so much time of building your own brand by doing that.
Or waiting on someone else.
Or waiting on somebody else. I don't wait on nothing. She'll tell you I'm impatient. I don't wait on nothing. I get that call, I pull up, I get my bag, and I go back to what I was doing.
Something else I did see online was you walking around with a box of stuff, going into different like radio stations and stuff. Explain that to me.
Okay, so I did that about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, where I went to the 5 biggest radio stations in Atlanta. What happened was I already had a meeting at 107.9 that day with the Heat Seekers. Shout out Lady J, shout out Red Dread. So I called my photography dude, shout out to my city, and I said, yo, we gonna make this a full day. We gonna go visit Waka's mom, Miss Dev. We gonna go visit V103. We gonna go visit Streets, and we gonna go visit B100. So we gonna go to all of those same day. And then by the time that we're done, then it'll be time for us to go to 107.9.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so you already had the day mapped out.
Yeah, I mapped it out, and it went just like that.
And how smooth did it go, like going into the different buildings and things? Like,
oh man, this is the first time I ever told this right here. So we got to B100. That was first. We got there dumb early. There wasn't nobody there. So I knocked on the door. A comedian answered the door, and I had to give him the package, and I had to trust that he was gonna get the package to everybody else, because in the industry, people don't give a damn about other people. So I just had to trust that he was gonna do it. It wasn't my building, so I can't just go in. So I had to instill all my trust that he was going to do it, and lo and behold, he did it, because Miss Deb told me that she got the stuff.
okay.
So that was one. Two, when I parked when I parked at Streets, I ended up getting a ticket because the meter person was right there, and I told him, yo, I'm about to be right back. I'm just running in this building, and I'm running right back. So I ran in, and when I got back, there was a ticket there, and he was nowhere to be found. The same dude I just said that.
Even after you
Even
told
after
him
I
that?
told him that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So,
that was a hater.
Yeah, he was an absolute hater. Shout out to him.
Shout out to the haters.
So,
they make you greater.
After that happened, pulled up at 107.9. Exact same thing happened. I got 2 tickets that day. And it was, I told the dude, hey, yo, I'm running right here, and I'm going to run right back. Came back, another ticket. Now, the only reason that I didn't, we were transferring into the part where we didn't have to pay. So I didn't, and then the rules downtown changed recently. So I didn't know how to pay the thing, because it was going from the machine, from the quarter thing to the machine now. Yeah, so you couldn't pay because it was transferring. So, but they didn't care.
Wow.
It was like, find a way to pay, leave the money on the curb or something. Like, I don't know what they wanted me to do.
But what did that do for your spirit?
It kind of put everything into perspective, because when you about to do something big, that's when the most craziest stuff happens to you. So it just showed me that no matter what you try to do, as long as people don't like their own lives, they're gonna do everything to ruin yours.
And so you use that in everyday life on everything now.
Yeah, and everything.
So can't nobody discourage you.
Nah.
Okay.
I got one life to live. I gotta live it to the fullest.
So when it comes to people's opinions, I know it's a lot of people coming at you now, but they see you doing different things and they want to tell you how to do things.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
I gotta gauge it based on what they've done for themselves. Because just because a person doesn't act doesn't mean they don't know how to get money. And just because a person isn't successful don't mean they don't have good ideas. Sometimes their only contribution can be ideas, because they don't have the drive to do it themselves. So I'm receptive to everybody, but I turn a deaf ear quick once I see that you're trying to discredit something that I did rather than critique it. And when I see that what you're saying is a dead-end idea, I don't like to blank talk or talk for no reason. I like it when it's like, okay, this leads to this, that leads to this, that leads to millions of dollars. I like that idea.
Okay.
But when it's not going that way and it's going that way, then you going that way too.
Now, are you a talker in real life? Like,
am I very talkative?
Yeah, are you talkative?
Not really.
No.
It really just depends. If my script have a lot of words in it, then I'll do that.
That's about it.
That's about it.
Other than that, you straight to the point, and if it ain't nothing to talk about for real, we ain't talking.
Then we ain't got nothing to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, at all.
And that's interesting, to being an actor, and you're gonna be doing a lot of talking, acting.
Yeah.
That you're not one of those talkative type people.
That bread make me talk. It's that bread.
So without the money, you ain't with it.
No, without the money, I ain't saying nothing.
So you do plays and musicals?
Now I just started. I'm doing our first one. We actually just had the official table read for our play last night, and it's October 5th, the day that it comes out.
Okay, and what is the play about?
It's called Go Back and Get God, and it's about a pastor who takes his church out of the building and into the most dangerous community where people are getting shot, stabbed, prostitution, homeless people, all of that. And he's singing to the whole community and going around spreading the love of God and all of that stuff to everybody. And I play fearless, where I'm not trying to have that. This is my community. I'm the one that's going around shooting everybody.
Okay.
And I'm the one that's, causing havoc and being the roadblock to what he's trying to do. And then you got to see how that ends when you come to the play.
Now, one thing I did see online is your little thug picture.
Okay.
So, to me, I don't look at you like a thug. You like a pretty boy.
Okay.
So when I seen that picture, I was like, okay, so he finna be doing thuggish roles too.
Uh-huh.
And how do you feel you doing those roles opposed to, the clean cut roles? Like, do you feel like you handle those pretty good?
I feel like it. Acting is subjective.
Okay.
So no matter how good I do, it's somebody else is gonna be like, yo, he didn't sell it to me. But as far as to myself, I feel like I sell it because I was born in Flint. I was raised in Benton Harbor. So a thug from Benton Harbor or a thug from Flint can only be authentic to what I saw growing up. So as long as I can mimic that well enough, I feel like I'm doing good.
Okay. So when you go back and watch it, you're not disappointed? Okay.
Nope. Probably in nothing that I've done so far. I haven't been disappointed in anything. I give my best effort.
But what if you had to name the worst thing you did? Like,
the worst thing I did?
The worst.
My old music.
No, we talking about acting.
The worst thing that I've done in acting so far, I would say it's a project that we did called Active Shooter, and I did good, but I don't think I did well enough because I didn't gauge how the two cameras were going to be transferring with each other, and I didn't ask enough questions so that I could give a good enough performance to make the post good, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And they weren't giving us a lot of direction. So with no direction, not knowing which cameras is doing what, and not knowing, it just becomes a thing. And then with the director not really being tedious to his editing, then that made it look bad. But I don't blame anybody else for anything. I'm gonna take the blame for that.
That was just the one thing that you did that you feel like was the worst out of all.
The worst out of all of them.
Did you learn something from that?
I learned a lot. And I was a lead character. When you're a lead character, you have to carry the movie, you have to carry the TV show, you got to carry the film, the project. So if it fails, I'm gonna just blame me.
Okay.
And that's how I felt.
Okay. So what did you learn that you changed after that?
Ask more questions. See if you can get behind the camera to see what the last take looked like, so you know what to do on the next take. See what the audio sounds like, because we had a very lazy boom mic person that day. He was oh my god, he was off. And so you got to overcompensate for what somebody else is doing wrong. Especially when people see the project, they just like, oh man, that was bad, the writing was bad. You're not even the writer. The writing is bad, this is bad, the directing is bad. You're not even the director. So, but they don't understand that. What they see is just you and your project, and they just blame everything on you. So I'm aware of it, because I should have asked more questions.
So do you want to do more projects on your own?
Like as far as writing them and directing them and all that stuff, I want to team up with people that know how to do it, and I want to encourage more people to team up with other people that are successful in doing it before they try to do it. It's so much content that it makes people not want to watch stuff, not want to listen to stuff. So partner up, learn, be an intern, be in a team, and then branch. So I'm gonna do the same thing.
When you say team up with people who know what they doing, because you know everybody who think they're an actor feel like they know what they doing. What do you consider somebody who knows what they doing? Somebody
that's achieved some level of success. If you look at somebody and you go, I want to do that, or I want to do that move that they made, then that's somebody that has some type of knowing what they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody that you feel like you can get some advice from.
Okay.
That's legitimate advice that you can see that has worked for them. That's somebody that somewhat knows what they're doing.
So now being in the acting world, and now with social media and YouTube and all the movies and stuff coming out on YouTube and things like that, how do you feel about that?
I have so much more money to get now.
Okay.
Yeah. Neo just did Step Up on YouTube Red. Neo is a multi-platinum songwriter. That means that YouTube Red had to back that Brinks truck up and dump that thing in his front yard. That's what had to happen.
But do you feel like it will stop you from getting as many views worldwide because it's not on the television?
YouTube is worldwide.
Well, you know, YouTube is a matter of somebody told me to look at it or something like that. That's the only way people gonna go start looking at stuff, unless it's gonna be at the top when you type it in.
Literally everything is like that because somebody had to tell us to watch Power, and then we went to go find it. You get what I'm saying? So TV, it's a show that's on right now on TV that somebody has to tell somebody else, go watch. The thing about YouTube is that it makes it more accessible because now you don't have to wait for a time. If it comes on 3 hours from now with YouTube, I can send it to you right now. So you can get more money off of advertisement, and you can be more accessible to everybody because it's on your time instead of on TV time.
But as far as like, so with movies, you have, you know, with movies they always put a good person that everybody know about in the movie, so that way people go watch it.
Right.
So with YouTubing and doing stuff online, how do you sell it to people? How do you get people to want to come watch it?
I mean, it's really the same way. You can sell virtual tickets. Everything is not a pay-per-view now. Everything is pretty much a pay-per-view. It's just like having a virtual Blockbuster. So you can still make the same amount of money, and then people get paid what they used to get paid in ticket sales and advertisement. So everything just switched, but it's the same money or more because now you own content.
Okay.
Yeah, I can drop a movie and keep everything for myself with it being on my channel, rather than me sell it to this theater or this cinema or partner up with this person, and everybody got to split it. So now there's more money.
I just be getting upset because I just feel like when it comes to black people, we don't have enough black shows and black stuff on television. It's all on YouTube now. So it's like I want to see more of that come to the TV forefront.
To TV, and what they have to do in order for that is they have to partner up with the cinemas. I have a friend who I spoke to him an hour ago, and he's doing his premiere in the cinema next month, and he wants me to be the lead character in that as well. So you can do it. It's just that they find YouTube to be easier, and with our people, sometimes they take the easier way and the cheaper way out, and sometimes they cheat themselves out of a deal that could have been more lucrative down the road if you would have just waited or partnered up with this person. They just be afraid. We have dreams and we have ideas, and we don't want to partner them up with people who don't see the same vision or that only see dollar signs out of your vision. Sometimes you got to do that.
Okay, so I'm finna get deep on you with this question.
Okay.
And you know, some people probably wouldn't answer this question, but how do you feel about them putting, you know, the gay scenes and everything now?
I've heard about that agenda being pushed. I've heard about it.
It's just like the black people in the workforce. Like, you know, each company got to have at least one black person on the team.
Right.
So how do you feel about that now? Everything.
See, I look at stuff like that in a positive. I look at it more in a positive light, because if a person had to hire me because I was black, I still get the same paycheck. I would rather have that check because I'm black than not have the job at all. So with the gay stuff, I look at it like sometimes it's a little overboard. That's what like pushed me away from watching Empire a little bit, was because they started to do gay scene after gay scene.
That's what everybody say.
And that's the truth. The music was beautiful, but it just became too many gay scenes. And if that's what they're trying to push, then cool. I'm gonna take a step back. You push that to your audience, and then when you're done doing that, I'll be right back because I love the show.
Okay.
That's how I feel.
And I feel like that's what everything is going to, because now, real talk, they making gay like the best thing possible now. That's what they trying to make it, the best sliced piece of bread that you can get out the bunch.
Gay is popping. That's
what they trying to make it. They trying to teach your kids this. They trying to make it, push it on people to accept it. So now they're putting it in all of the shows. It's like you can't watch anything without a gay scene in there.
Gay thing in it. Yeah, and that's just it's another form of diversity that we're still getting used to being televised, because it's been behind closed doors for so long. And it's for some people it's a piece of art and it's therapeutic. Like Lee Daniels is one of the writers, one of the main writers and creators of Empire, and he's homosexual. I've worked with him multiple times. He's a cool guy. But it may be some visions that he never got to get out as a kid or a teenager that he can on the big screen.
Okay.
So I look at it like that. Like I'm watching, even though I want this show to make a personal connection with me, it's still his art and his idea.
Okay.
So I'll look at it like that.
Okay. Okay. So Empire, is that the only show you really noticed it in?
I noticed it in every show.
Okay. Okay.
But I minimize it because of the creative factor.
Okay.
This is what you want. This is what you wanted to your people. So do that, and I'ma just let it go like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I have to ask people in the acting world, because for me, I'm not, like, I don't have a problem with the gay scenes. I don't have a problem with that being in the shows. But what I noticed is my friends and stuff don't want to watch shows with me no more.
Right.
Because it's too much.
It's too much, yeah. When I was filming with Step Up one day, it was Step Up, there was two Christians. There was a guy and a girl. And they was like heavy Christians. And there was a gay dance scene. It was all gay dudes. Like, and they was like gay. So we in there, and we thinking it's about to be a dance battle, and we go to the front, and we see all gay dudes and just all my friends. We just immediately start walking to the back, and then all of the girls came with us to the back, and then we just let whoever was going to enjoy the gay dance scene go to the front.
Okay.
And that's just how I navigate through life, period.
Okay.
Just like that.
Okay. So you don't let it bother you. Don't let it get to you.
Nah.
You just separate yourself when you need to separate.
When I need to separate. And I'll be back. As soon as the girls get back on the floor, I'll be back.
Okay. So now, how do you feel about like the people behind the scenes giving you guidance and stuff? Have you had any issues, like, you know, the producers who just rude to you when you come on the set?
Nobody, I don't know if it's just the energy that I give off, but nobody ever treats me like that.
Okay.
Ever. I'm very receptive, and since I know it's so subjective, and since I know that it's your art, I'm pretty much, essentially, I'm just the puppet. I'm the person who is the look of what you depicted from your imagination, and you just want me to say the words that you wrote how you want them said. So I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
And you're paying me a lot to do it, so I'm gonna do that. Okay. Essentially, the people who are the opposite of that, those are the ones that you have a hard time working with, because they want their vision that has nothing to do with the project at all to be implemented into the project, and that be the problem. That's where the friction comes in.
Okay.
You didn't write it. You're not the director. You're the on-screen talent. You get paid as the talent. You get treated like the talent. That's how it goes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, have you dealt with any divas, like other actors in the mix?
I hear stories, but me personally, no.
Okay.
Everybody is super down to earth that I talk to.
You've been on a lot of scenes.
Man, I've been on so many. And I've been around people who have the right to be divas. Okay. And still don't. Like I remember filming Shaft 2 with Samuel, and the PAs and stuff telling us don't talk to him, no matter what you do, don't talk to him. Even if he talks to you first, don't talk to him, don't say nothing to him. And I'm just like, man, he probably don't even feel that way. So I'm sitting there chilling like this. I got a girl right here, and Samuel is whistling. And he walks over with Samuel walk, and he sits right here, right next to me. So I'm just looking like this now, because I can't talk to him.
You can't talk to him.
I can't. I don't want to get up, because I don't want it to make it seem like I'm getting up because of him. So I'm sitting there just like this, with the military posture, just like that. And him and the PA, it's a girl right here, it's a PA right here. They start having a conversation with each other about money and about personal stuff. And I don't want to get up because I don't want to make it seem like I'm getting up because of them. But I don't want to sit there and listen. I don't like listening to people's personal business. Okay. I really don't. So I'm just in a pickle. I'm in a pickle. So I just had to wait till they finished talking. I'm just like, director, please say y'all about to go back. Please say y'all about to. Okay, about to roll again. All right, cool. There we go. Yep.
And you ain't saying that to him though. You still ain't talking to him.
No. But at that moment, I realized that he was one of them too, where he was just cool. Because he didn't have to come over there and sit by me. No. Or by any of us. He got a whole trailer. He got a whole thing over here. He can ask anybody to go get him water or anything. Like, and he just sat there. And he was just like, man, these niggas is taking forever. And that's how he was talking about the directors and the PAs telling people to be quiet. He was like, no, you be quiet. Like, that's just how he was. And I love him for that. So shout out to Samuel.
Now, do you wish you would have said something to him?
And looking back, yeah. But that's back when I wasn't taking acting seriously at all. So I didn't know that I couldn't really get in trouble by saying anything to him, especially if he talked to me first. Okay. So looking back at it, I wish I would have had that conversation with him. But I'm glad I didn't at the same time, because it showed me how cool he was without the conversation, and just how down to earth he was.
Here's my other thing. Now, you done been in the room with a lot of people.
Yeah. Yep.
So my thing is have you ever been starstruck?
Yeah. Yep. My third movie was Barbershop 3. Now, when you start as a background, you may meet one star and maybe like a co-star maximum on the sets that you do. Like, oh, I know her, she's big, and oh, okay, he's kind of coming up, I kind of know him, and that'd be it. I'm talking about, I got on set, it was Ice Cube, Cedric the Entertainer, Common, Nicki Minaj, Eve, Deion Cole,
the whole crew is in...
Everybody. In one room.
Okay, so how you reacted?
Just like that. And this is before the star feature. So I'm really not taking this seriously at all and not thinking that it's like real. But I'm glad that this happened so early, because it showed me so much early. A lot of people don't get to experience this until like they third, fourth year in, and then it clicks for them. With me, this is my third set. And it clicked for me immediately that I could go from submitting an email to being in the same room with them, if the person okays that email.
You took pictures with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely did. And it was Ice Cube's birthday on the last day, and he offered us his birthday cake. Like, it's stuff like that. It's those moments. It's not even the on-set moments. It's the behind-the-scenes moments that mean the most to me. I don't want to forget his name. JP Smooth. He was there too.
Okay.
One of the coolest dudes ever.
So you enjoyed working with them?
Man, so much.
Okay.
So much. I had fun.
Was a lot of laughs.
A lot of, and I met so many people that day. And then Cedric the Entertainer, he was teaching me how to, cause that's my acting class when I'm on set. That's
Okay.
my class. He was teaching us how to improv. When he filmed, he don't say the same thing every time. He switch it up depending on how he feel, and then he just keep going till the director say cut. Like usually the scene will be done, it'll be like some air, and then cut. With him,
He just spitting stuff out.
joke, and then one of them would hit, and then everybody start laughing, and then the director be like cut. But all of them funny to me because I'm just a fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I learned a lot about improv from Cedric the Entertainer.
So unscripted roles.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done a lot of those unscripted?
Yep. For My Man was unscripted.
Okay.
Yep, that was unscripted, and I just had to improvise and make up everything. That's when
Now, how was that unscripted?
It's well, you have a scenario. That's what they give you, a scenario.
Okay.
So I had to pull up in the whip and pick up 2 girls, and then have them come with me to the store.
Okay.
And so when we did that, it's really dependent on the other 2 actors. This was another great lesson for me because I was with one very talented actor, and I was with another actor who was an amateur. And the one who was an amateur, she had the ability to throw the scene off, but me and the other one didn't allow her to.
Okay.
Because we knew that if she did, we wasn't going to get called back. This probably wasn't going to air, and if it did air, it was going to be the worst show out of all of them. And we couldn't allow that to happen.
Now, see, we're going to rewind it now on this one right here now, because no matter how good you do, you have to make sure the people that's in the scene with you do well as well.
Too, yeah.
So you're not even just worried about yourself. You got to worry about the people that you're working with.
Everybody. And I'm on them. I don't play about my money.
That's some pressure, though.
Yeah. And I definitely put them on them. I got like a Kobe Lakers like mentality. Like, I'm Kobe and y'all my Lakers. And y'all about to play. You about to score 30. I need you to have 20 rebounds. Ain't no playing. We about to win. That's what I like to do. I'm a winner. I like to win. So when that happened, I just had to pull the girl to the side and let her know like what to do better. Okay. And she did that. And we shot for 3 successful days. And then our episode comes out on the 15th. Make sure y'all tune in.
So now when you do that with people and you give them that constructive criticism, do they always take it good?
Nope.
Okay.
No, they do not. When I did my first feature on Star, my boy Kaede, because we didn't know what we was going in there to do. We knew we was going in there to be artists, but we didn't know how we was going to go about it. So my boy Kaede, shout out to him, and my boy Cruz, shout out to him. It was all 3 of us competing against the girls. So they was like, what are they doing on stage? And then we were like, we got to do a song. What song? We don't know. They didn't tell us. So they was just like, okay, do any of y'all have music on y'all? I said, I got something in the back room. I got my song. So my song was almost on Star in that moment. And then Kaede was like, I got my CD right here in my pocket. Now that's my brother. So I don't hate on nobody. So I'm like, yo, I like his CD. Let's do it. So his CD playing and Queen Latifah sitting up there listening while his song is playing and we filming Star. So now I'm thinking, because the wheels start turning, we need to have this look more organized than a bunch of dudes on stage going like this. It ain't even no crowd right here. Let's create some type of function or routine that we doing to swap out every time that the verse or the hook or something like this swaps, so we look more organized for the show. My boy Kaede was just like, man, I'm just gonna turn up, man, skip it. So this is all of our first feature. And me and Cruz had to pull Kaede to the side like, yo, you being for real right now or are you just playing? Like, tell us what's really going on. Not even on no acting shit. As brothers, what's going on? So at that point, Kaede was not taking it well at all. He felt like we were ganging up on him. He felt like we were applying unnecessary pressure to him. Well, at the end of the day, he was winning. We all getting the biggest check that we ever got in front of Queen Latifah on Fox, and they playing your song right now. Stop playing. So I had to, and I'm the smallest out of everybody, but that don't matter. So I'm, and we like this close, face to face. Like I'm really like, yo, stop playing. So then after that happened, we did a couple more takes, and then it sunk in. I could see like his body language changing, that it's sinking in what I said to him. And then we started doing it, and then we cut. And when we were done, he realized that it was kind of too late because all of the takes that they were going to use were the ones when he was playing. And we never got the call back to come back to the show as that role again.
Now, did y'all speak about that afterwards?
Yeah, we spoke once. We spoke one time about it. He understood.
Okay.
He understood.
Yeah.
He has a very short attention span with everybody else, but when it comes to me, he understood.
Did he apologize?
In his way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, like that could have been the reason that y'all didn't get the call back. We don't know for sure, but I'm gonna blame it on that.
It's high on the list.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame it on that.
I'm gonna blame it on that too. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now, doing it on your own now, do you try to get other people to come out with you to the sets with you and just different things like that?
Yeah, I'm a very spread the love kind of person. Earlier you asked me if I had gotten her into any projects, and what happened was after I did Active Shooter, the project I said that didn't turn out that good,
mm-hmm.
I got casted for an animation film. And when I got casted for that, the lady saw that I was doing so well because I had studio experience from doing music. So I was doing very well, and she was listening to the other voices, and her face was just like, and I'm like, do you not like the other people? And then she was like, no. I said, recast them. We're going to put this out, and we're going to put it out the best way. So recast them. She was like, well, I don't really know nobody like that. I said, you don't know who you talking to right now. So I called her, and she had just got off work. I said, I don't care what you're doing. I don't care how tired you are. Get up. You're about to be the co-lead in this animation film. And 30 minutes later, she was there.
Oh, now that's the move right there.
And then I called the rest of the people that's in the acting group that we mingle with, and half of them showed up and became the characters in the thing. So I've been doing that my whole career. I just started another career last week, where their first project was at Tyler Perry Studios.
So that's what I'm trying to get over there.
Oh, Tyler Perry Studios? Oh, that's
I'm trying
easy.
to get to Tyler Perry.
Oh yeah, we set that up easy.
Like I've been trying to get on. I've been sending Tyler Perry letters since I was back in 9th grade. I'll be sending him little letters.
He won't look at them.
That's why I'm like, I
You
was.
seen the Billboard girl, right?
Yeah, he outed her.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Rightfully though.
Yeah.
She tried to take a shortcut. That's a great marketing thing, but it's a shortcut. Nobody in the industry believes in shortcuts. They believe in taking advantage of talent and taking advantage of presence. That's not really like a presence, really. That's more so like you just trying to take a shortcut.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I tried to take a shortcut.
You trying to take a shortcut? Yeah.
So I work at a company where we market and sell for, I work on a team marketing and selling for Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to call different companies and get them to do different things. So I had to call Tyler Perry Studios and get them to fill out a deployment summary, giving me the whole rundown of their employee, their infrastructure and everything. So I'm talking to the IT manager and I'm like, okay, so what do I got to do to get in there? Like, we talking, I'm gonna help you with this report. Like, what do I got to do?
Barter.
Yeah, he's like, I can't do that.
Caught on to it. He said, wait a minute now. He's trying to get into this thing. Okay, so it didn't work?
It didn't work. It didn't work. Now, we talked a couple of times on the phone, but we ain't talk about Tyler Perry.
Have you ever been up to Tyler Perry Studios?
No.
You haven't even been over there? Okay, that's the first thing I recommend you do, is to go over there. And I can send you some stuff, too. We're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to talk.
Because that's partly why I said, let me bring him back on in here for this second interview. Because I'm like, he jumping into this acting, and I've been wanting to get into the acting world. But one of my things is I be like, I need to lose some weight. Like, I think I criticize myself more than anything, and that's why I don't jump into it. Because I'm like, I need to lose weight because I don't want to play the fat girl roles. Like, stuff like that. Like, I be thinking like that, and that's why I don't jump into stuff.
You in a beautiful position right now. Because if you did want to do that, to play those roles, then you could be finalizing your career. You could be starting your career off playing those, and then get slim, just like how Jennifer Hudson did. She used her weight to get a whole endorsement. Now she got an endorsement off of that. And it's another beautiful thing, because if you did want to lose weight, then you could project that in how you promote your page. And you can start a whole fitness campaign around that, and you can get paid from that. I monetize everything. That's what I do. So I take my disadvantages and turn them into an advantage. Like, I had really bad, when I started modeling, I had really bad dark spots here and here. So then we did the aloe challenge with the aloe vera, with the aloe vera plant, and then that just kind of got rid of it, and I just monetized it. Now I'm making people want to do it, and it's something that they never would have wanted to do before.
And I think for me, I think I give up real quick when I see everybody doing everything that I'm doing.
That you are doing?
Yeah.
You gotta pick another lane.
And that's and see, that's what I do. So I'll start something, then I see everybody done started doing the same exact thing I was doing, and I'm like, nah, I want to do what everybody else doing.
Right.
So then I stop that and be like, let me think of something else to do. Right. But with the acting stuff, I'm like, I know I could do it. It's just a matter of staying focused at it and going in people's faces. That's my other thing. So for you, it's easy for you to get out there and get into people's faces and talk and sell yourself. What made that, like, is that just came naturally for you? Yeah,
and a lot of stuff falling into my lap as well. Like how I say, I don't really talk to too many people that's not talking about nothing. With that, because I put that energy out, that energy comes back to where people who want to talk to me are always now talking about something. Okay. Rather than just being in my face talking nonsense. I know how to filter it out even before you open your mouth.
Okay, okay. But as far as getting your name out there and being, for people to even grant you those opportunities, like, you had to go talk to somebody.
Social media presence was one. Okay. And knowing the right outlets to submit to online was two. And then you take those opportunities and then you make the in-person introduction. And then that just leads to you meeting a full crew and then a full crew of actors. It's a snowball effect. That's how it happens. It's not like I just go out and I just meet them, because that's actually like one of the worst ways that it can happen. It's a dime a dozen. If there's one director, she meet him, I meet him, you meet him, he ain't gonna remember none of us. But if we go through the proper procedures of getting his attention how he wants us to get his attention, he'll remember all three of us. That's how it goes.
Okay. And that's what made me go public on my page, because I was always private.
It was private?
My page was always private. And everybody kept saying, I was working with, who is it? OG Hoodrich. I was trying to work with him.
Shout out to him.
And he was like, you got to get your followers up. Like, I can't, like, you doing a good job, but you need your followers up. But for me, I don't read into followers. Right. So to me, it's like, I'm going to be me. Either you going to like me or you not. Not, yeah. And I feel like every time I talk to different people in the industry, they say that hurts you. Not being that person that trying to read into those followers and get your followers up. Because I'll be one of the people who post online and be like, don't think I'm gonna follow you back just because you follow me. Right. Like, so what advice would you give to people like me?
Well, first I'm gonna say you're doing the right thing by getting this camera. The last time that me and you did our interview, I remember we did it on your phone and we did it on my camera, and the footage turned out okay. It wasn't bad. But now I know that you're a little bit more into it, because you got this mic, the speaker, the thing, all of that stuff. That's a great start right there. The green screen, the lights, all of this. I got a similar setup at home. Okay. Yeah, similar. Yep. And that's how I know you're on the right track with it. So when you post this online, it's gonna be some great content, and you're gonna see the most views that you ever got from, not from me. I'm not tooting my own horn right now. I'm just saying the most views that you got for your quality. People appreciate quality. So that's going to be one. And two, your consistency. That's going to be another thing. Because some people like to go like 4, 5, 6 days without posting. I make sure I post every single day. Because people have short attention spans. And I gain new followers every day. So a person who just went to Princess with the real page for the first time today, they need to see something today. If they don't see something today, they're not going to stay. Okay. Yeah. But
so let's get back to Princess with the real now. So I post maybe too much. Is there a such thing as posting too much?
Yep, there's a such thing. Okay. And that annoys people. Okay. And then it depends on what the quality is of what you posting to. I would say a maximum of 2 times a day. A maximum.
Oh wow.
Yeah, a maximum.
Yeah, I post about 10, 15 times a day.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Yeah. Because you gotta think of it like food. If somebody gives you 15 things to eat in one day, you probably not gonna want to come back tomorrow. Like, okay, you gonna make me eat 15 more things again today? I'm full from yesterday still. We got leftovers and all that stuff. But what you can do is that 15, that's half a month. That other 15, that's a full month. That's a month worth of posts right there. Okay. Okay. That's how I gauge it.
I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better.
You're gonna get, and I'm gonna help you. I'm looking from afar, and I'm gonna help you.
So, signing out, we want to let everybody know where they can follow you at
Vigilante LOM, Vigilante LOM, Vigilante Visuals on YouTube, Vigilante Vivo on Vivo. My episode of For My Man comes out on the 15th. I have an episode on Fatal Attraction with my girl coming out in a couple of months, and then right after that, Homicide Hunters. Animation film, The Littlest Giant, coming out in 2020, so make sure y'all stay in tune with that. Real Azul Tequila, and also BU Empire Clothing.
Okay, y'all heard it. He came through and he's signing out.